The following video that you're about to watch will never make you look at TikTok the same.
The video clips on the popular app TikTok turning regular folks into social media stars. So why is the Chinese company behind it reportedly being investigated by the federal government?
With reports of 500 million users worldwide, loved by teens and young adults.
The problem is kids see things online
TikTok
and they just see the
has
stunt.
cemented its place in pop culture history.
TikTok has admitted that it has sent user data to China.
In 2017, the Beijing-based company several lawmakers are raising concerns about Skull Breaker Challenge.
You have teeth they don't like, if your wall is cracked, if you have dwarfism. Hopefully it's true that they've moved on from some of these practices, but people need to know that that's what was going on. The experience you had on TikTok, you had that particular experience for a reason.
Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's IvanSteff, and you guys, today we're going to be diving deep into the internet and looking at the dark side of TikTok. In this video, we're going to be covering how TikTok admitted to keeping ugly, poor, and obese people out of the For You page. And we're also going to be looking at how the former CEO of Vine, Kroll, and his death may be linked with TikTok. And we're going to be looking at how the company behind the app, ByteDance, is sending users' personal data to the Chinese government, and so much more. But just before we get into this, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Also hit that bell so you don't miss a future video. But anyway guys, without further ado, let's get into this. In November 2017, Musical.ly was bought by ByteDance, a tech company based in China, for about $1 billion. But during that time, ByteDance already owned TikTok, but it's not the same TikTok that we know today. It's called Douyin, and it's exclusively available in China. So Douyin was released in September 2016, and just like Vine, is a popular app where its users can upload short-form content. Now, Vine is considered to be the pioneer of short-form content, but what's interesting is that only 3 months after the release of Douyin, on December 16, 2016, it was announced that Vine would be coming to an end. So fast forward a bit, in August 2018, Musical.ly was merged into Douyin and became what is known as TikTok. And here's where things get really creepy. December 16, 2018, the former CEO of Vine, Kroll, was mysteriously found dead in his New York apartment.
Co-founder and CEO of the popular app HQ Trivia has died.
Co-founder of HQ Trivia and Vine was found dead in his Manhattan apartment over the weekend.
Police discovered the body of Kroll during a wellness check on Sunday.
And if this is the first time that you're hearing about his death, don't worry. I don't blame you, because the lack of media coverage about his death is appalling. It's strange considering how huge Vine was. People like David Dobrik, Logan Paul, and Cody Ko all got their fame from the app, but almost no one talked about the death of the former CEO of Vine. Now, the overdose was ruled as accidental.
New York police found him unconscious in his bed inside of his apartment yesterday, and they suspect a drug overdose as the cause of death.
But isn't it ironic that exactly 2 years after Vine was announced that it would be coming to an end, the former CEO of Vine passes away? And isn't it strange how 3 months after Douyin is released, Vine comes to an abrupt end? And what app has 3 letters in its name? TikTok. And it gets even creepier than this. So Vine was founded by 3 people: Colin, Russ Yusupov, and Dom Hoffman. After Vine, Colin and Russ founded an app called HQ Trivia, which was also a mobile game show. Now for Dom Hoffman, on the other hand, he recently released an app which is similar to Vine, where people can upload short 2 to 6 second videos.
Just walking into my neighbor's house for lunch. Hey guys, what's for lunch? I'm starving!
And here's where things get really creepy. The name of the app? Byte. Yeah, you heard me. Now, isn't it strange how ByteDance, the Chinese company that bought Musical.ly and was made into TikTok, and Dom Hoffman's new app both have the same name? There's just way too many parallels between everything, and this just made me question if ByteDance and Kroll had some type of connection. Was it truly an accidental overdose, or is there more to the story which we aren't being told, and is the company somehow responsible for the death of Kroll? So if you're familiar with TikTok, then you know the For You page, the page that's apparently designed for you. Many people are unclear to what it exactly takes to get onto the For You page. Is it likes, hashtags, the song? Although it's a mystery to what exactly earns you a spot on the For You page, it doesn't take much for you to be excluded. Have you ever noticed that 90% of the people you see on the For You page are generally good looking? And have you noticed that popular TikTok girls tend to be blondes and the popular TikTok boys tend to have perms or long hair? Now what if I told you that this isn't random? TikTok has actually been banning people from the For You page based on their physical appearance, their wealth, and their sexual orientation. And I'm not making this up, this is real. TikTok actually told its moderators to suppress posts made by ugly and poor people so they wouldn't get as many views. Leaked documents by The Intercept, an online news publication based in the United States, revealed all the things that exclude people from the For You page. These things include abnormal body, being obese or too thin. It even goes as far as people who have dwarfism. Ugly facial looks even go against the rules of being on the For You page. Things such as having disformatted face, lack of front teeth, wrinkles, and facial scars are all in violation of being on the For You page. And it even goes further than that to the type of scenery that's in the video. If someone records their TikTok in the slums or as a house cracked with walls, chances are the video will also be removed off the For You page. Yeah, I know. Talk about discrimination. And the justification that TikTok gave for these rules is that these videos would be much less attractive and not worthy to be shown to new users of the app. What TikTok was worried about is that someone would open the app for the first time and see someone who's conventionally ugly, obese, or have scars on their face and would be no longer interested in using the app. And this isn't the first time that TikTok's guidelines have been leaked. Guidelines have been leaked in the past which reveal that TikTok took people off of the For You page if they fell under the LGBT community. Oh yeah, they definitely went there. And the reason they gave for that, they were worried that people would be bullied. I mean, if you ask me, that sounds like a bullshit excuse. These guidelines are heterosexist, classist, sizist, like I could literally go on. And it's disgusting that in 2020, we have giant companies like TikTok that are actually doing this kind of stuff. And it's important for you guys using TikTok and the kids who are inspiring to become TikTok stars in the future that what you are seeing on this app, it's a fabrication, it's a design, it's a lie. So the next thing that I'm going to be talking about is actually terrifying. And just a warning in advance, if you are sensitive about the topic of suicide, you may want to skip over this part of the video. I'm obviously not going to be showing any footage, but if you feel that me just talking about this topic is too much for you to handle, I'll leave a timestamp right here, so feel free to skip to that part of the video. So in 2019, a Brazilian teenager unfortunately took his own life. And you know, it's sad when anyone comes to a point so low in their life that they feel that this is the best decision for them. But what made this even more sad is that he did this on TikTok's live stream where thousands of people witnessed it. And what I'm about to tell you next, this just really upset me, and it's terrifying, and you're gonna see why. So the video remained on TikTok for nearly 2 whole hours with over 500 comments and 15 complaints before it was finally taken down. And get this, 3 hours after the video was taken down, TikTok finally decided to notify the police. Yeah, you heard me correct. 3 hours. TikTok waited 3 whole hours because instead of notifying police as, you know, they should have, they instead decided to contact their own PR team. And for those who don't know what a PR team is, it stands for Public Relations Team, and they are responsible for creating interesting brand stories and fielding media inquiries to respond at the time of crisis. The PR team is the front lines of creating and maintaining the perception of the public and helping businesses reach the goals. TikTok's main priority in the case of this 19-year-old teenager was not his life, not to notify authorities, but instead to cover up their tracks and make sure that the story didn't go viral on media because it could damage the integrity of their app. Now, I'm not saying the Brazilian teenager could have been saved, but if TikTok, instead of selfishly trying to save their own ass, you know, notified authorities right away, who knows, maybe we could have had a different outcome. But because they failed to act, we will never know. So the next and final topic that we're going to be taking a look at is ByteDance, the company that owns TikTok, and their association with the Communist Party of China. And in this portion of the video, I am not attempting to spread propaganda by any means, but TikTok is currently being investigated by the United States' federal government, and it's really interesting. So to give you a bit of context before we get into this, in China, there's something called the Great Firewall, and it's responsible for managing which websites can be accessed and which are blocked across the country. And pretty much any website that you could think of using in your day-to-day basis is banned in China. In 2007, YouTube was banned. In 2009, Facebook was banned. In 2014, Instagram was banned. And the list continues on. There is currently a ban of over 8,000 websites in the country. And as more and more websites and social media apps are being created, this list is growing. That list of websites even includes Zoom, the popular website where millions and millions of students are currently getting their education because of the current pandemic that we're going through. So all these websites that are listed off are based in the United States, and as you can clearly see, China has no trust when it comes to the US. And vice versa, the tech cold war between the two countries has been running for years. And recently the United States put a ban on Huawei, the popular telecommunications company based in China. And this is why TikTok, a Chinese-owned app, is alarming for the United States, and there's been an ongoing court battle. Here's a video from Senator Josh Hawley on the issue.
More teenagers are on TikTok now than use Facebook. It counts millions and millions and millions of Americans as users, but it is owned by a Chinese company that includes Chinese Communist Party members in leadership.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, because if it's true that the party leaders of China are running the app, I mean, that's suspicious.
It means that ByteDance could at any point scoop up American users' data and make that available to Beijing. Is that fair to say?
That's without a doubt true.
Just imagine if Donald Trump worked for Twitter or Justin Trudeau worked for Tinder. That, would also be a very big issue. Mainly because everything that you see on Twitter would be very biased and leaning one side towards Donald Trump's side, and everything on Tinder, I mean, well, wouldn't really be any girls on Tinder because Justin Trudeau would steal them all. But if you ask me, I think politicians should, stick to politics and not be responsible for what goes on social media. So what type of information is TikTok exactly collecting? Well, here's another clip.
Images, of course, that users post. But TikTok also collects information about the messages that you send, about the apps that you use, the other apps on your phone. It collects the sites that you visit. It collects your search history. It collects your keystrokes. It collects your location data.
So the reason I'm bringing up this topic specifically is because in the next year or two, TikTok may very well not be available in the United States. And it doesn't stop there. The issue is so alarming that Senator Hawley went on to announce this.
The Pentagon, the Department of State, the Department of Homeland Security, and the TSA have all banned their employees and service members from using TikTok on government devices.
And that is why this topic is so interesting. Because who's to say with all these different organizations banning their employees from using the app and banning all federal employees from using the app on government devices, that they might not ban TikTok entirely, meaning that no one who lives in the United States will ever be able to use TikTok again. There have been leaked documents that TikTok instructed its moderators to censor videos that mention topics sensitive to the Communist Party of China, Tibet independence, and the Chinese religious group Falun Gong. And the Washington Post noted that apparently a search for Hong Kong related topics on TikTok showed virtually no results about the protests, even though it was a major topic on many other social media sites at the time. Reports state that ByteDance has been working closely with the Communist Party of China to censor and surveil Uyghur Muslims in China, where many of them are being put into detention camps, being treated extremely poorly. And that's the part to me that's alarming. Not its ties with China in general, because I love the country, its people, its culture, but specifically its ties with the Chinese government. As I said earlier, no government, that includes Canada, the United States, any other country, should have any ties when it comes to social media. No government should have any type of influence over social media because it creates an issue when it comes to freedom of speech and poses many dangers and threats to the world. There are currently over 800 million users on TikTok, which accounts for about a tenth of the world's population. And with the app being so biased and discriminatory towards the ugly, poor, obese, LGBT, Muslims, and so much more, the app is slowly destroying the world's chance of removing prejudice and having equality. Alright everyone, so that's gonna do it for this video, and I really hope that you did enjoy and maybe even learn something as well. As much as I love using and going to continue using it, TikTok is an extremely shady app and there's a lot of explaining to do. No success should ever be determined by the way you look. No one should prevent you from being successful in life just because you have wrinkles or in their eyes see you as being a little too fat or too skinny or what sexuality you fall under. Everyone should be given an equal chance when it comes to success on social media apps such as TikTok. People may not realize this, but TikTok is literally controlling what the world looks like, and that's scary. Make sure to share this video with a friend or two and let's educate people about the dark truth behind TikTok. Also, there is a lot of information which I didn't cover in this video, including scary trends, creepy TikTokers which for some reason aren't being banned, and how the company purposely designed the app to trigger dopamine, a hormone produced in the brain to get children hooked. So if this video reaches 1,000 likes, I will be doing a part 2 and going even deeper into the dark truth about TikTok. But anyway guys, that's officially gonna do it for this video, and until next time, it's been IvanSteff. Peace. Peep the new merch. Yo, look at this. Yo. More information about the merch, including track pants, sweatshirts, t-shirts, all that, coming soon.